Here we are at the circuit simulator applet, and when you start there's all this stuff and we don't need that, so I'm going to do select all, Control A or Command A, and then you can press the delete key if you got it all selected. Alright, and then let's do a halfway rectifier. So they do have various things in here that we could kind of cheat with and do things with diodes like, oh, look at that. Alright, but we're going to try and get some practice doing it ourselves. So let's go in here, we'll do draw, and then inputs and sources, and let's do AC source 2 terminal, and we'll draw it like that. Alright, now notice one side is red and the other side is blue, so watch just a second. Let me put this on view in scope. Well, you're not going to notice a difference, but for a lot of other things we're actually going to want to draw in the upward direction. So if I do that same thing again, by the way, it stays, whatever the last thing you drew is still the default. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to add a diode. And so diode, you can just press the D button, which is under active components, diode D. Alright, so we can either press D or we can go up, and so I just press D. So now I'm going to draw a diode. Check it out. Alright, and then there are all kinds of different diode models that one can edit, and the default has its various properties. Actually, I want us to select Spice Default instead, because that'll give us results that are a little more like what we're used to. Okay, and then we're going to add a resistor, and to add a resistor you can just press the R key or go up here and select Add Resistor. Alright, we'll do that. And then we can either connect these with a wire or we can run them both to ground. We do have to tell it that we're going to draw a wire, and so you can go up and do Add Wire or press W. And so now we'll just do that, right? Okay, now we have a full circuit, and then if we view in scope, check it out. There is our, so the yellow is the current, the green is the voltage. All right, and if we want, actually let me delete that scope. Let's show the input, and we'll show the output. All right, so you'll see the input is a full cycle, and that's our half wave rectified. Now, if we're using an oscilloscope, then we don't usually see the current, and so it actually confuses me to see the current. So a lot of times I go in and I unclick Show Current and actually save that as the default for later. We'll do the same thing here. Click there, take Show Current out. Alright, so there's our full signal, there's our half wave signal, and notice it auto scales. One other thing about the auto scale, it only shows the top value. If you want to see the bottom as well, you can click Show Negative Peak Value, and so now we see this thing's going minus 10 picovolts, whereas here, right, plus 5, minus 5. Alright, so that's our half wave signal, and then we're done. So one of the things I asked you to do is just take a screenshot of that. So on a Mac you can do, Shift Command 4, and then draw yourself a, we don't need all that stuff, just want that, right? Okay, and then we're going to be done with that. Now again, if we want to draw the next circuit, which is a full wave rectifier, we could choose that circuit, but the point is not learning how to select presets. The point is learning how to do things on our own. So let's do our AC source again. Okay, and then I'm just going to press the D key for a diode. So I'm going to go like that, and like that, and we're going to try to make kind of a square. Alright, it's not a great square. It's not super easy to move things around like you would think. You just grab it and move it, but you end up drawing a new one. There is a way to move things around. You can press the Control key, and then you can move individual terminals. It's kind of weird because it gets covered up by that menu, but you'll see here I can go like that if I want, and now I've moved these terminals just a bit. Still not going to look like art, but alright, if you want that, okay, and then we can do the same thing here. We can make those a little bit longer, I think. Alright, and then we're going to connect these with wire, so I'm going to press W or go up to draw and add wire. And connect that over there, and connect that over there. And then I'm going to add, let's do some more, do that, and it doesn't actually draw a little hop symbol, but you're just supposed to know that when these things, when they cross, they don't actually intersect. Alright, so we got that. Then we can add a resistor by pressing the R key. So R, and there we go. One other thing I want us to do is let's change our model again to Spice default. Okay, and actually, okay, can we, oh, no, yeah, don't need that. Not sure how to select multiple things at a time. If you figure out how to do it, or set a new default, that would be great. So it's a little extra work, but makes our results fit in more with what we've been learning in our textbook. There are lots of different diodes out there in the world. Okay, and now let's take a look at that in the scope. Let's turn it on, and we'll take a look at, oops, that one in the scope. And there's our full wave rectification. Yeah. All right, and then if I want, I can put a capacitor in here. All right, like that. And now that capacitor isn't having much of an effect because it's really small. Let's edit that. Let's make it 10. Ah, right. Okay, so actually I think the capacitor is not connected. So one of the things we can do, I can use kind of 2 fingers and zoom out. Let's extend these wires a little bit. Alright, and now press C and add a capacitor. Boom! Yeah, and now you see it's smoothing out the signal a bit, and if we make this bigger, 10 millifarads, look at that. Look at how it just flattens out. Yeah? Okay, I think you get the idea at this point, so I'm going to stop recording. Enjoy.